Good morning.
I was waiting
Oh,
for it to turn. I was at like years ago. I was at Richie Nova's house, and he had these big barrels on his back porch. And I'm like, "What is all this
why?
for?" And he's like, "I'm
Dead
collecting,
bodies.
I'm collecting rainwater."
For what?
And I'm like, "Oh, that's cool." And he was like, "Oh, it's illegal though." And I thought he was joking. And he wasn't joking. It's illegal to collect rainwater.
Why?
And I didn't, at first, I'm like, "You mean from the sky, rainwater?" He goes, "Yeah, it's illegal in Massachusetts to
Why?
collect it. It might be a nationwide thing." They have some reason, but it made me think of something the other day because they're trying to get you to stop gardening, saying that it causes too much of a carbon footprint. So, like the rainwater that Richie Nova was illegally collecting, they don't want you to have any kind of sustenance that you can get without going through them.
Oh,
That
yeah, I can see.
they
Okay.
don't want you making,
Yes.
they don't want you supplying your own water. They don't want you creating your own food. So, yeah, it's this
You have to
gardening
buy any
thing.
water bottles, nothing.
Yeah, yeah, this gardening thing already existed to a point in some places. You and I were just talking about the zoning board guy, right? The other day? The building inspector?
Yeah.
It would be like something like that. In states, they have a guy that comes out to like look at what you're growing. It's fucking weird. And then in some places, you have to register what you're growing.
Oh,
If you're growing something, they want to know.
yeah, especially marijuana, because they don't make money.
Yeah, but they don't want you to create any food for yourself either,
Oh, okay.
or your neighbors. So now they're saying, you should leave it to the bigger companies that have the money to pay for the correct pesticides. They make a smaller carbon footprint than you do, uh, relatively, which is retarded. I don't even know how they would come up with a number that would make it seem like the larger companies that produce food don't leave a footprint. And then they fucking mention too, like, and plus you don't have the protective pesticides that they do. It's like, what, fucking the poison jar? It's crazy. Isn't that crazy though?
Yes.
Yeah, they don't want you doing nothing for yourself.
Nothing positive.
Yeah, yeah, I was just thinking about that too, that on message boards, like especially in a place like 4chan, the things that get banned the quickest and the fastest and the most are self-improvement,
Oh,
self-improvement threads. I just smash in here.
it's okay.
They don't want you to get better.
I love it. It's nice.
And we just woke up. I'm immediately talking about this.
Yeah. I'm just waking up.
What
But
are you
nice
expecting?
one.
Oh, the green light's on again, Mom. See it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Almost every time I film now, it comes on. And, they like to listen. I hope they leave a like. No, I don't
No,
want
you
anyone to
don't
leave a
want
like. From them? Oh, I don't care about them. Yeah, I've never asked anyone to do anything like that in the years I've been on here. Not once.
Well, because you already know if they really like it, they will like it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I mean, this isn't like mainstream kind of shit. Like, all of these did. Why is the screen doing this? Look,
Oh, yeah, it's moving by itself.
it's like getting there.
Oh, it's trying to focus.
Trying to focus, yeah. Could
It's
be the
just
wind.
waking up.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep my finger off because,
It's not you, it's the... Yeah.
yeah, it's
Maybe
weird
it's
though.
the wind, or I don't know. Maybe the phone needs to wake up too.
A lot of people out here, huh, this morning?
Oh, yeah.
More than normal, anyway.
Maybe they gotta go to the airport.
Oh, yeah, it's weekday.
Yeah.
The Wednesday?
Yes.
Yeah, Wednesday.
TGIF.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's like,
Young is going to Honolulu for 1 day.
oh, how long is she here for? Nia's
So
on.
the
Young.
22nd or something, I don't know.
Her real name's Young, right?
Yeah.
Huh. So it's not too far from yours, your real name.
No, but she didn't, dude, she doesn't even
With
have
the
any
last
wrinkles.
and the first, I mean, though.
Yeah. She doesn't have any wrinkles.
How old is she?
didn't eat. 73.
Oh my
Nothing,
God.
Though.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, like nothing. Her face is like, I don't know.
73.
I asked her, you took Botox?
Yeah, people are living longer and looking younger.
Yeah, but I would think she would look like hell because she's been through a lot.
Oh yeah, she has been through a lot.
She we cross that way, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Less
less
water.
people. Yeah, I'm like you're like less water. I'm like less people. Our priorities.
Two things we need.
I know.
Like,
It's looking nice out this morning though.
yeah,
Things
it's
are
so
breezy.
breezy.
How's business been? You guys have been really busy,
Busy.
right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe we're supposed to
This is
go.
a dead period too.
I know.
Like
Usually it's like
for
tax season.
tourism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
February, March is dead. April not too bad because there's that spring break, but
Yeah.
this year it's been different.
What's going? What did we do? Did we not walk when we were supposed to?
Oh yeah, I think we didn't press the button. Oh, they made that place really nice.
Oh yeah, it's been nice like that for a while. Yeah.
There's a lot of mood into it. Just
But
lights
when
and
it's open,
plants.
there's people there too. There's always
Busy,
people eating
yeah.
there. Yeah.
Plants and lights got moved.
What do they sell there? For food?
Sushi.
Oh, sushi. Oh, okay.
Good idea.
So
Sushi's not cheap.
when's Chinese New Year? Like, when does it end? When is it?
It just passed.
Oh, it's already
It was
over?
February 10th, my birthday.
Okay. Oh yeah, this is the birthday Valentine's
Yeah.
walk this morning.
Yes. And it's Korean New Year's and Vietnamese New Year's.
That's three. Oh, there's four things then. Vietnamese and Korean New Year. When's Korean New Year?
February 10th, same day.
Oh, so I thought it was just the Chinese New Year.
No, it's
Oh.
Korean, Vietnamese, and Chinese.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
For all you guys?
Yeah. But
Oh,
they
I
just
didn't
say
know
Chinese because it's the most known Asian.
that. Yeah, I thought it was specifically the Chinese New Year.
Oh yeah, I heard in China there was so much snow.
How did I not know that after 16
I
years?
don't know. Everyone who was traveling, some people got stuck on the road for 3 days.
Holy shit,
On
really?
the freeway, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
It was the road was so bad because people traveled the most during that time in China.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's the New Year.
Visit
Yeah.
family, but yeah, and some train station, the bus station, they canceled. They had thousands of people.
They get a lot of snow there in places, right?
Yeah.
No one really usually. Well, I don't usually think of that when I think of China. I think of something more arid or something. I don't think of snow, but there is. I mean, the mountains. You know, it's all.
Yeah. But if you have a famous Chinese.
Didn't your grandmother own a mountain?
In Korea, yes.
Oh, in Korea, she owned.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
I don't know. She owned South Korea and North Korea. She owned lots of land, but.
Oh, it was just land she owned that had a mountain on it. It wasn't like she bought the
No,
mountain.
no, she owns the mountain.
It's like did she?
But she bought the land with the mountain.
If I bought a mountain, I'd want to do an expedition in there to see if there's anything in there.
So she had to pay a lot of.
Taxes?
Yeah, it's like ridiculous.
And then she just loses it when
More,
that
yeah.
invasion happened there.
Yeah.
Wow.
But
That sucks.
the government doesn't say, okay, we're gonna build a city or town here. If she did that, she would be that 1% elite, multi, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Billionaire, but
Right.
it didn't happen.
Huh.
It happened to her cousin though. She lived in this place called Ulsan in the countryside.
Yeah.
She owned land.
Yeah.
But 1 year, the government said, I'm going to take over. She became multi-millionaire overnight.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Multi-millionaire.
Because of the land ownership.
Yeah, because she owned it.
Wow.
So everybody want to build stuff in there, but they need to go through her.
Yeah.
Yeah, she became like from rags to riches.
A lot of stuff happened like that in China
Yeah.
over the past 20 years. Yeah.
There is a lot of people.
Yeah, what's up with that?
I don't know.
I mean, usually there's people out there, they're shady characters at this time, but this is just like tourists out here.
Yeah.
I never
a lot
know
of
when they're
tourists.
having something though too. Like last week I was walking up onto Kalakaua and then ran into a bunch of tents. And I'm like, oh man, it's another thing. You know, they're always having some kind of thing there.
Where?
On Kalakaua.
Oh yeah, they had
What was it, like a food thing?
yeah, it was for New Year's, I think.
Oh, that makes sense, yeah.
Saturday night, yeah. They
Yeah.
blocked the whole road.
Yeah, I didn't realize it going up because I took like I didn't go on Kalakaua going up. And I went over to Longs on the way back, coming through the mall, and it opens up and I'm just like, I see all the tents. I'm like, oh
Yes,
man, you
a
know.
lot.
Yeah. It's usually a food thing or a race.
Oh yeah.
Are you the only one going in this morning?
Oh yeah. Everyone else will come later, but
Yeah. Should I get something?
yeah.
Is that cool or is it
Of
too busy to
course,
do
of
that?
course.
I
Just
don't know.
wait a few minutes.
Yeah, it's gonna get gelato or something.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I picked up the meds.
Good.
Everything
When did you go?
last night.
Yeah, what time?
6:30. They
Oh,
close
wow.
at 8.
I must have been in a coma.
I was gonna catch bus, but I walked for exercise.
Yeah,
it
good.
wasn't bad. But it was a little bit bad because it was so packed.
Oh,
And
really?
Kuhio too. Not even Kauka. Kuhio is usually more quiet. All
Yeah.
town. No, it was just
Oh, sorry, Mom.
zigs are like a zoo. So that's when I know it's so
Did we
busy.
miss a holiday or so? Oh, New Year's.
Yeah.
Chinese, okay.
Or Valentine's?
Oh, Valentine's is today,
Yesterday?
though. No, today's Valentine's Day. It's the 14th today, right?
Oh yeah, no, sorry, it's today. I thought it was
Yeah.
yesterday.
No, today's the 14th.
That's why I got you the strawberry.
Yes, very nice of
Chocolate
you.
strawberries.
Thank you. So, yeah, that's probably
I'll
where
try
all
to
the
give you
people are.
more if we don't sell it.
Oh, no, that's fine. I can't use them all the time.
No, it's not all the time we get it. But anyways, yeah. Happy Valentine's.
I know, it's Valentine's Day. Thank you.
Every day is our Valentine's.
I know it is, isn't it?
Yes.
It's awesome.
People always go, what are you doing?
Hanging around the house with you.
It's Valentine's Day for us.
That's all I want to do, though.
Because we appreciate each other every day.
Yeah. Oh, it's true. Usually I just want to sit at home with you all the time. Usually, all the
It's not
time.
about
There's
the
nothing else to
gift,
do.
It's about the quality time.
Yeah, it's just comfortable and it's nice. It's cool up there.
Love and understanding. That's what happens when you get old.
It is true. And the other thing, too, is you both do something completely separate and you don't really talk at all. That's the thing that happens to us. Or like one will talk to the other and they'll be like, what? And like, it'll say something like, I have my headphones on. Yeah, I do too.
Yeah. But we usually,
So we yell at each other.
we usually understand anyway.
Well, I take breaks.
Yeah.
I'll put the shit down. I'll come, climb on top of you like you're a jungle gym.
I am. You're the gym. I'm the jungle.
I just start climbing on you when you're sleeping. It's weird. It's like when you're the most tired, I'm the most kind of active and
Opposite.
flip-flop.
right?
Yeah, big time. Like last night when I woke up, you were really just kind of getting to bed. You know, like you were just getting to a point where you were getting real sleep. I'm like pace around the room.
Oh, that's for
House
the New
cleaning.
Year's. You see that?
Oh yeah, the red lanterns.
Yeah.
They must have them in the international marketplace too.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna drop me off at work and I'm gonna I'll fire it up again as soon as I'm gonna walk up to Long's probably just to finish this video. But I'm turning it off now.
Okay.
I'm gonna use time travel to do that. So, all right, bud. I'll see you later. And yeah, I'll be right back. Everyone will be right back, but just me, really. All right, and here's that work. So now I'm on my way home. In the 80s, there was this book called The Celestine Prophecy, and it was like I guess we'd consider it a self-help book or a New Age book or something. But the basis of it is kind of what I talk about a lot now, and what a lot of other people talk about now, about the idea of not having a connection too much to your body, and that you're actually a light being that is basically broadcasting to this to these forms, to these avatars, so we can putt around in the 3D. Oh my God, sorry, I just shotgunned a Red Bull, and it's like causing havoc all the way down my esophagus. But and I remember for a while, like, it was a really big seller. People got into it. In fact, I had a friend of mine that said, "Oh, you gotta read this." I'm like, all right. I remember thinking it was really cool too. From what I remember of it, one of the things though that stuck out to me that I still think about a lot from that book though is when it talks about when you see people that you haven't seen in a long time, and not like a coincidence. Well, yeah, it would be. I don't know what that would file under, but they said the reason you're seeing that person, especially if you see them more than once or see them in a strange way, or with, a synchronicity added, like you were just talking about them and they showed up. It says that you either have a message for them or they have some kind of message for you, and you should always interact with them. Now, the message might not be an actual message. It could be a word or some kind of word that reminds you of other stuff, or a message you don't understand until later. In fact, you may be the one that has a message for them, but you just don't know it. So it works the same way with them. I always thought that was an interesting idea, and I'm thinking about it more recently because I was just going through some stuff, thinking about how we are all split up here. Like every person you see is just a point of our consciousness, expressing themselves as an individual. Like whoever you are, fucking Joe Jones with his top 10 hit "What's New Pussycat." Joe Jones, no, that was his brother Tom. So like you're really just a point of attention, like a larger conscious being, like looking at something. That's about right? Yeah. Thing about that is, for me, it ties into the universal consciousness brain thing that I talked about, how it seems like we all are taking ideas or words out of some cloud consciousness. Like, that's pretty cool in here, right? Let's stop for a second while there's no one around. Huh, I like that. Sometimes I'll say a word, or I'll start using a word, and I'll notice everyone else is too, or I'll come up with some kind of question, or I'll start thinking about something, and I notice everyone's thinking about the same thing too. At least in the sphere, in the schizosphere, and it backs up the idea that there is some kind of larger brain that we're connected to in some way, but it's much, much bigger than the ones we have, and we feed ideas into it. We take ideas out of it, not specifically, you're not thinking you're doing this, but they just kind of float through your transom. I was thinking that consciousness could actually be our actual brain, that has all that information in it, and now we're feeding to it, of the one being that we are, because we are just one being. It's one being here. That's it. The progeny of the divine, in my opinion, anyway. So, these different points of attention, expressing themselves as individuals, are trying to have our main brain learn, because the main brain is a larger part of us. You may have heard that terminology too, when people talk about how we're energy beings in these forms, and it's only a sliver of us are in these forms or broadcasting to these forms, and the larger part of us is somewhere else, is what I've always heard. I think maybe the larger part of us is actually here, within this snow globe. It's a frequency thing. So you're not going to physically see it if you're on a different frequency. If I was attuned to a different frequency, I wouldn't be seeing this road here. Road, sidewalk, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But, so thinking of that, I'm like, maybe that cloud is our brain. Because sometimes I get worried, like, well, what happens if something happens to the cloud? Like, what is this cloud? I don't even just calling it a cloud, but it's universal consciousness that people get things from. I believe obviously it's always been around, but I believe that's what makes these kid prodigies. Like, the kid is 5 years old, but he knows how to play Beethoven's whatever piece, and he hasn't never had a lesson. Like, those kind of people, they just kind of got the download, is however it gets to us. They caught some of that from our big brain. It sounds so retarded, but it's these sort of things these concepts are hard to get across and make them sound normal. But we're really here, in that because I've heard these NDEs before with people, and I forget, was it Jim Carrey? He was saying the same thing for a while too. Like, when you have some kind of near-death experience, and when these particular people had them, they said, I began to realize that I was everything, and it kept getting bigger and larger, And you know, that was the room, and then I was the, you know, the backyard, and I noticed everything here is me. Yeah, so this could all be, you know, you could be in all this stuff, which would call into, you know, not question, but it would make you wonder the purpose of evil here in what I believe is some kind of, or was at one point, some kind of test area. People in the metaphysical studies field call it different things. Matt would, over there at Quantum Conscience, would call it a Spartan training ground. Some people say it's a park. It's a place for leisure and to learn, but there's always some kind of learning aspect of it too for this place. So we're some kind of being here, right? We're trying to learn about ourselves, really. Try to work out these lessons, and we're aided by what I always refer to as robots. You know, I gotta get a better word for that. This sounds retarded, but people who aren't who don't have the spark of divinity, soulless, if you will, disappears in all cultures. I shouldn't say all cultures. Is all cultures, or have I just been told that? I don't know. I gotta figure that out. It appears in a lot of cultures. You know, I heard this Indian woman talking about the concept. I always just figured there was two different kinds of people, two kinds of people in this world. Winners, lose. Okay, sorry. I always thought there was two kinds, like us, and then just the other 95%. But she was talking about there being three. The two that I think of, and then one who's kind of like in between. One kind of being who's like kind of like in between for whatever reason. I don't know, you know. But I think the people that aren't you, right, the other 95% are tools, just like in any kind of OS. Like, you know, I always use the Photoshop idea. Like, it's just like a shader in Photoshop. They're a tool of a larger software that's here. And they're used to help facilitate these kind of morality tests. I guess it could only be morality ethics, try to teach you what's right by having these lessons happen with outside forces that you don't control, that are controlled by the EOS. They're like running lessons. And it's really just you here teaching yourself. So when, I'll circle back to Celestine Prophecy, so when the idea of always talk to someone, if you see them in a weird situation, someone you haven't seen in a while, it's a coincidence to see them, always try to get over to them and talk to them, because they have a message for you and you have a message for them, because you're trying to teach yourself. You're trying to tell yourself some other thing, and for it to then go in the cloud. For us then to save it somehow. Maybe for us to save it in our brain, I don't mean each of our brains, I mean our collective brain, it needs to pass between people. That could also mean why evil entities get so mad when two people are exchanging information. I was just talking to my friend Longs about this incident we had. Well, it wasn't really an incident, but I was talking to her one day and we were exchanging some information about this kind of stuff, you know. And I've noticed with people, whenever that happens, something comes to disturb it, or something will person. So in this case, it was this lady that saw us talking, and she kept coming up and asking for help. Well, I'm not going to go through the whole fucking rigmarole thing. At some point, she flipped out and called my friend a cunt and just started freaking out on her. And she was, the thing she's claiming to need, she was standing in front of, was totally nonsensical. It's like she appeared just to break up, you know, the sharing of information. Now, that might not be a cloud thing, but they may look at it the same way, like, oh, if this information passes between them, whatever. They look at you, right? Like white blood cells look at a cut on your body. They just automatically assume to fix it. Like, if you cut yourself, white blood cells have to go there. They're not having a conversation about, well, they're probably not having any kind of conversation, but the thing is that they're not thinking like, oh, so-and-so chopped his finger out the laundromat door. No, they're just thinking, there's a breach in the system, rush to fix it. So they come like white blood cells to try to break down whatever conversation you're having, whatever information you're passing. It used to happen with me and Craig with demonic entities. We were, went through the whole thing with them a couple summers ago. I gotta have them on again to, because we didn't really get much into it. We got a little bit into it, but so whenever we would start thinking about our situation, like what is going on, and we started thinking about the demonic thing and started looking at it, and that way we started to get bombarded with just people, like, and there's a lot of people down there they can jump around in because they move on what is referred to sometimes as dirty energy, meaning low vibrational frequency shit, like people that are depressed, addicted to drugs or something, drinking. That's why it's called spirit, one of a couple reasons, but it can move between people like that very easily. And it would. In Chinatown, there's a ton of fucking just homeless people. And not like the homeless that are trying to get a place to live, like missed a couple paychecks and they're trying to move around. These people were like lifers, like we live on the street. So not even really homeless because they're not looking for a home. Point is, these guys would swarm us. And they don't talk about what's going on with you. It's some other bullshit, like some other real world thing. Like one time one guy was telling us a lady was getting attacked in a parking lot around the corner, but we just kind of knew that there wasn't anything going on over there. If we went over there, we were like, what is it? We got some friends that are gonna try to rob us or something. It was just shady as fuck, and we didn't hear anything. Yeah, he kept saying, can you hear? Can you hear? There's nothing. It's dead at night. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning in Chinatown, just sitting outside having a cigarette. So when you start talking to each other about this kind of stuff, the more guys show up, the more you know that information is important. All these things tie into one another. They all work the same. Like the emerging thing where people feel they may have some kind of powers or some kind of abilities. That has to do with the same thing with the veil coming down, because that's all run from the same basic technology. Well, no, I don't know what the technology is. It could be magic, whatever. It's run the same way. They extract our life force to actually make the fucking thing, to make all the stuff around you. So they need to have that constant thing coming all the time, and that's how so they have to keep that rolling. So yeah, all the systems work together. It's really just one system, the beast system. But yeah, just a couple fucking things I was thinking about. It's always like, you get the big puzzle on the table in the kitchen, and you get a pile of things, and you're yanking on another one, but whenever I try to get away from the puzzle, like I'm gonna get up from the table and take a break from the puzzle. I'll go in the bathroom and I look on my phone, a piece will just appear, and then I'm right back at the table. I love it though, I think it's great. It's life has certainly become more interesting. It's not what I ever could imagine, like how could you, but it's way more interesting than I'd imagined it would be. And God is to thank for all that. God is to thank for all that. And I'll keep documenting it because it's fun. Don't blame the teacher, blame the school.